Well, we have a studio in an apartment here in West Berlin, which we've had for about 5 years now, and we come here to write. We also have a little studio in London as well. So the album, like the previous album as well, was written in Berlin and also in London. And we like coming here because it's much more relaxed than London. London is such a busy city and such a crowded city, whereas Berlin feels more spacious and more relaxed, and it's a very nice atmosphere to come and work in. So we spent quite a bit of time here.
Mm-hmm, wonderful. I already asked you, but can you say anything in German for us?
9.
9.
Probably a few more words. Oh, a word that I really like is "Entschuldigung."
Yeah, and that's a very nice word.
That's a great word. Yeah.
Oh, I like.
I'm always too embarrassed to say it though to a German.
Oh, I say it all the time. Entschuldigung.
Entschuldigung.
And also, GENAU. When you hear Germans talking to each other, they always say GENAU, GENAU. We always thought if we had had a German album title, it would be Pet Shop Boys, GENAU.
That'd be good.
That's our Schlager album.
So when did this relationship with Berlin start for you? When did you discover the city as
the first time we came to Berlin was in 1987. They flew us to Berlin to see David Bowie play. He was on the same label, in fact. And he played this concert in front of the Brandenburg Gate, in front of the Reichstag, rather. And we came here the day before the concert, and we had a driver. And we said, we want to go to East Berlin. The driver wasn't very happy about that. But he drove us to Checkpoint Charlie. And we went through the, customs barrier, the Checkpoint Charlie, through the wall. And we got on the U-Bahn. And we'd heard of Alexanderplatz, because there's a very famous book and film called Berlin Alexanderplatz. And so we got off at Alexanderplatz, and then we just, because now it's all very familiar to us, but then it wasn't. And so we walked back down the Unter den Linden, and we had a beer and a sausage, which is now outside the Deutsche Historische Museum. In fact, I think there's still a beer hall stand there. And it was very quiet. We were fascinated. It was very quiet. And all the shops sort of looked like they would have been luxury shops, but there wasn't much stuff in them. But it was a very different atmosphere from West Berlin. And then we've seen the changes, the astonishing changes. Potsdamer Platz rebuilt. Places in East Berlin that were so run down. It's remarkable, really, what Germany has done in terms of. I know there are still many problems and issues, but nonetheless, it's when you think how comparatively recent it is, it's remarkable how Germany's come together.
To the pop kids, song about two friends, early 90s, loving pop. How autobiographical? I know it's 10 years after you.
It's not autobiographical at all. The lyric comes from a friend of mine who came to London in the early 90s, went to college, and he told me the story, and that in the first year or so, they didn't really do very much work. They just went clubbing. He made a friend with a girl, and they both went clubbing all the time. And people at college called them the pop kids, I think in a dismissive way, actually. And he told me this, and I immediately thought it was a nice idea for a pop song.
Everybody knows your songs, and maybe they have special moments connected to these songs. As an artist, as somebody who writes, who's creative, how important is that part for you?
It's a very nice thing. People sometimes write to us or email us or whatever, or send us letters, saying that they've played a certain song at their wedding. Sometimes we think that they've chosen strange songs to play at a wedding. But it's very, very nice. And also what I think is particularly nice is that it's so global. That people, particularly in Latin America, for instance, we have a very good fan base, particularly in Germany. And well, all round really, and that, I mean, that's a sort of miraculous thing. It never ceases to amaze me. I mean, on the last tour, we went to 42 countries, I believe. I mean, that's quite remarkable. And also to still be going to countries for the first time, because the world's got bigger for concerts anyway. But like going to Indonesia or something, I mean, it's remarkable, really.
Now, how important is success still to you both?
Success is always important because it means people are interested. And, you know, pop music is a sort of a discipline. It's meant to be popular. And so having some degree of success.
Also, it's important because it enables you to carry on.
Yeah.
Because if no one was interested, there'd be no money to support what you want to do. So, you know, and for instance, putting a show together, you know, it all takes a lot of money. So if there's no audience for it, you know, and it's quite exciting putting together a show and making records and things, but someone has to buy it at the end of the day. I mean, you can't work in a total vacuum.
Now, to work together for such a long time, I think it's rather astounding that you still are such good friends and so, you know, successfully working together, still liking what you do. So what is the secret to that friendship or working relationship?
We're creatures of habit. I think we, creatively, I think it's still as much fun writing songs together as it was when we started in the 80s. And that's what the whole thing is based on. And also, you know, when you've both been through this long journey together, I mean, it's only the two of us have been through the whole thing. So that kind of brings you together at the same time.
You're already planning the next album, so your fans can be sure you don't retire in the next years. Is that true?
Not before the next album, anyway. As we always say, we don't really think ahead that much. Maybe just the next thing we're going to do, like the next shows and tour.
The next interview.
The next interview.
One interview at a time.
But who knows? It's nice to be here now.
Thank
be
you
in the now.
so much.
Thank you. Danke schön.